Did they actually give me a stand for a puzzle that cannot even be put on a stand? Hey guys, today I'm doing a review of two puzzles from SpeedCubeShop. I'm gonna keep the best for the last, so I'm gonna start with the GeoCube. Now this is a sort of, like, I don't even know how to describe that. You know the snake pattern you can do on the Rubik's Cube where you essentially turn a whole section of it in two directions and all that's left is a very cool snaky pattern like that? Well, this is the same thing. All the parts right here and right there, the two sort of 2x2 cubes in there, have been made transparent and cut off. And I think it looks really amazing. This is, it reminds me of the Ball in a Cube mod from Tony Fisher. So let's see the quality. Okay, so it spins quite well. I gotta say it's kind of hard to grasp how you can, grab the parts and stuff. It's, yeah, it kind of locks up sometimes because of that. So it's not a quality problem. It's really just, the fact that this is a sphere, so you don't have anything to grab onto. So sometimes you have to grab the edges instead of grabbing the corners. That's something that's unusual in a cube like that. But honestly, it looks quite cool. This is slightly confusing though. I really like that one. It's a nice look to it. The fact that it's transparent, you can see the sphere, and you can also see the parts behind it. I guess something that you could do that's kind of cool is have an isolated corner right there that just sticks out on the sphere like that. I think it looks really nice, the crystal sort of look. Let me just solve it real quick. Yeah, I'm just gonna speed that up. Alright, it's solved and it looks really amazing, as I said before. Sorry I couldn't really help myself. I really wanted to solve that one. But again, I did say I would start making shorter videos, so I didn't show that. Now the second one is obviously the best. Just wait, one last thing before I stop this. I do want to compare it to one of the cubes that I made. I used a void cube and I truncated it down like that, so I removed, again, one 2x2 block. Except, well, obviously you can't remove it on the other side or it wouldn't work, but it was still functional, and it kind of reminds me of that when I see this puzzle right there, because it's very similar in its aspect, the way it looks, and I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on to the best puzzle out of these two, and this is the 2x2 Clover cube, and damn, it looks really, really good. Ooh, there's a nice little tab right there I can pull on to open it. Alright. Okay, the base is really, really cool. And it's just the right size for this cube. Yeah, that's a definitely awesome stand. I probably won't use it in my collection because I have too many puzzles, but, first world problems, right? Alright, let's open this. Alright, so let's see the quality of the base 2x2. Obviously when I try to finger trick it, some of the edge turns want to turn. Obviously, like if you're pushing that way, you can also push this around like that. So finger tricks are probably not the best idea when you want to solve just the 2x2. Because also these thumbs that press right there and tend to misalign parts. Now what this is just a 2x2 with helicopter turns, so edge turns right there. and aesthetically, it's one of the most beautiful puzzles I've seen mass-produced, to be honest. I think it's brilliant. It looks really great, and it's a very, very simple mechanism. Also, something that you can't see right now is if you truncate this puzzle, you will actually have a more difficult one, because here there are visible corners, but only when you turn it. So if you truncate it down, like the corners, you can see them. So you would be, you would have a puzzle that's more difficult to solve. And I think that might be interesting, so I will probably make a mod. I haven't made a mod in a long time, and that one seems quite easy. And even though I don't have a lot of free time lately, and haven't had a lot of free time for a while now, it might be, just a perfect puzzle to mod. So I'm gonna try a quick solve on that. So the first thing I want to do is solve these edges right there, which are technically helicopter cube centers. I'm gonna start solving it like a 2x2. So, for example, pairing up parts like that. I've got white and green, so I've got to have another white-green right there, for example. But white-green is not supposed to be on the right of white-red, so it's actually supposed to be there. So that's pretty intuitive. It's quite simple. Now, something that's pretty interesting, to put the white-blue here, you actually have to move it up to the top face on the opposite of where it should go, so you can do a 3-cycle with these 3 parts right there, like that, and undo the setup moves that you did before. And now I've got white-blue here, white-blue there, replace it, 3-cycle, and there you go. And now I gotta do the same thing with white-orange, like that. And the last white-orange is right there. That's actually quite easy. Okay, now that I've done the white face, the white edges right there, so I've got blue, red, green, orange. That's perfect. Now I gotta do the opposite face, the yellow-blue face, yellow-blue edge at the beginning. So I'm gonna replace a yellow-blue with a yellow-blue like that. So that pairs up the yellow-blue edge, and I need yellow-orange right there. So how I'm gonna do this is, well, first I'm gonna play with the orientation of that corner in order to solve one of the yellow-orange edges. So that's just a temporary method. It just makes it faster to solve the whole thing. And now I've got another one right there, yellow-orange. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it away from that corner because that corner already contains a yellow-orange bit. And what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna put this one here by changing the orientation of that part, for example. So, okay, and now I'm gonna do a 3-cycle and undo the orientation that I messed up here with the yellow-blue edge, and that way I'll have solved yellow-blue and yellow-orange. I was gonna say, lucky me, I also solved yellow-green, but actually it's on top of the white-red, which is wrong. So I'm gonna need to fix that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, for example, yellow-red here, so that when I move it up, it's ready to 3-cycle with these 2 parts. And I'm gonna do that twice. So I've got another yellow-red right there. And now it's solved. And now I just need to do the same with yellow-green. And the last yellow-green is right here. Alright, so I've got my yellow face and my white face. The last face is actually quite easy. For example, I've got orange and green. I just need to find my orange-green edge, it's right there. And put it in the orange-green slot right there. And I gotta do this for every single edge piece. Right now I've paired up orange-green with these orange-green sides right there. Now here I've got blue-orange, so this is the one that's supposed to go there, so I'm going to 3-cycle that, these 3 edges right there. That's going to be quite easy. And now I've got one last one. These 2 edges need to be flipped, or at least permutated, one with the other, and that is done. So now I've solved all the edges, and all that's left is a helicopter cube. Now, something that you don't know yet is that the helicopter cube in this case was affected by the 2x2, so it's as if it had been completely jumbled, and that is going to be a problem because it's much more difficult to solve a jumbled helicopter cube than a non-jumbled helicopter cube. For example, here, this should be able to go naturally into one of those two slots, but it's not going to go. That's quite confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it. I'm going to, well, essentially change the position of that pedal right there and put it over here. So I need to do a jumbling move to do that, like this one. That way I don't change the shape, but I do change the position, and now it can go in that slot quite easily. I'm going to do the same thing with that one. So let's see, how can I do this? I'm going to put it here, then move it into that slot right there. And hopefully that's gonna help. Nope, okay, which means I'm still not in the right place. I can do this now. Now that it's here, I can flip it, switch it with that one because I have that jumbling move I can use. And now the white face is solved. So that was slightly confusing. It could have been harder. So now I'm gonna do the blue face, or at least everything I can do on the blue face. This is probably going to be more challenging. I need to get a blue piece right here in order to be able to jumble that. So that's... Oh, I actually do have a blue piece that can go right there, so I'm going to put it in the blue slot right there. That's good. And undo the setup moves that I did to bring it all the way here. Now I've got the first layer of the blue petals, so that's a good thing. I've got the red one here that's that can be paired up. That's nice, and I need one here as well. So let's see what I can move out of the way. Not that one. Okay, let's see if I can bring this one here to another position. Because the thing is, edges on a natural helicopter cube, they can only be switched with their type of edge. So this one can only go here or there or here, but it cannot go here or there. Or there. It's quite specific. It can only go there by jumbling. So yeah, it's quite strange, to be honest. So I need to get a red one. I don't really know where right now. It's again, as I said, very confusing. I've got the red one right here. If I move it here, or maybe there. Oh, I can move it here. So the edge that I jumbled around, that one, it's actually great because I can move it to that slot right there and pair it up with the top face red parts right here. So now I've got the top of the red face, top of the blue face, and I need to do the same with orange now. And it's going to be as confusing as always. So let's see what I can do. Got this one right here. That can go here, so I can pair it up with an orange edge right there. That's a good thing. And I need another one here, so I need to bring one either there or there. That should do it. So let's just do a jumbling move, say with that one, move it all the way up to here. This is slightly confusing. It's really interesting though. I really like these jumbling puzzles. I think they really have added value to them. It's more complicated, and I think that's really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it all the way here with a jumbling move. What that's gonna do is it's gonna allow me to move it out of the way and put it in an orange slot. So this is the one I'm talking about. This is gonna be able to go there now. And now it's in there. So I've got the blue, orange, and red faces that are complete, or at least the top part of the puzzle. The bottom part is going to be something slightly different. Alright, so now I've got this green one that can go all the way here. So that's very nice. And I need to bring a green one here so that it can go all the way up there. So to do that, I'm going to need to play around. I think I'm going to bring that one there. Again, a jumbling move. And this is the one we're talking about right now. Yeah, because now I'm able to switch it with that one, and that one is in a place where it can go there and there, as I explained earlier, which means it's in a really good spot for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it all the way over there, and now I'm gonna be able to do my algorithm to bring it in that slot, and now the top portion is solved. So that's quite interesting. Not easy though. It's not very intuitive, that whole jumbling deal. So now I'm gonna solve, okay, this can go here, so I might as well solve the orange face already. Now that that's done, I'm gonna try to go for the blue face, like that. And I've got one last blue here. As you can see, it can be switched with jumbling moves, so that's a great thing because that means I've already got the possibility of solving two faces, the blue one and the orange one, right there. And all that's left are these parts right there. So not many parts. So now is where it gets slightly more complicated. Because if I move around, if I move the parts around, it's probably gonna solve a few of them, but it's gonna scramble the rest, so it's not that great. Now, I need to find myself a nice 3-cycle or something. I do know an algorithm that actually reverses the orientation of that part right there, and it uses 2 jumbling moves. This one, and the opposite jumbling move around the, the opposite. By opposite, I mean around that edge. So there's 2 options, that one, so in that direction, and that one. And so now that I've done this, it's gonna look almost solved. All that's left are 2 petals right here and right there, and I need to find myself a way to do a 3-cycle. So what I could do is a 3-cycle that includes, this is a nice 3-cycle, for example. Actually, it's 4 cycles on the helicopter cube when you use jumbling. For example, here I can turn that face and switch these 2 and these 2. But if I switch 2 yellow ones, it's gonna help because it's yellow versus yellow. You don't see the difference, but here it's like switching 2 parts. But unfortunately, if I do this with that edge right there, I'm gonna scramble a blue edge, which is not what I want to do. So I need to find a way to get a yellow edge here, and I can do that like this. Unfortunately, that one moves away, which is not what I want either. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flip the position of that one, bring the yellow edge back here, and move him like this, so that when I do a 3-cycle, I can do it with that red part I was talking about and that yellow one. So 4-cycle, sorry. And now I just need to undo the setup move that I did earlier, and all that's left normally are 3 cycles. Or I completely screwed up, which seems likely at this point. So let's do a 3-cycle. Okay. That edge is not going where I want it to go, although if I move it here and do a jumbling move, it will go where I want it to go, and that is great. Alright, and now, perfect. Now all that's left is solving this edge, and as I showed earlier, there's that 2-direction sort of jumbling algorithm that I cannot do because of these lockups. Sorry, it's just because of the 2x2. This puzzle turns great, but just, it should be much much tighter on the helicopter moves than on the 2x2 moves, because when you're solving the helicopter part, it's very frustrating. Alright, there you go. And here, it's solved. So yeah, a very, very fun puzzle to solve. I thought it was going to take much more time. This is probably because I filmed the video 5 times because I used to fail every single solve explanation part of that video I was trying to film. So yeah, now I finally have a fast sequence where I explain it maybe a bit better. I hope you guys like this. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I'll be uploading some more videos quite soon. Thanks for watching this video. See you guys next time.